Today I'm ranking every track on Images and Words by Dream Theater. Released in 1992, this is the album that put the band on the map and helped define their signature sound. From the massive hit Pull Me Under to fan favorites like Metropolis Part 1 and Learning to Live, this album is stacked from start to finish. In my opinion, there are no weak tracks on Images and Words, which made this ranking extremely difficult. In this video, I'll be counting down every song from my least favorite to my absolute favorite and breaking down what makes each one stand out. And of course, this is just my personal opinion, so let me know your ranking in the comments. Now let's get into it. Coming in at number 8 is Wait for Sleep. This is the shortest track on the album and easily the softest moment on Images and Words. There are no drums and no distorted guitars, just a simple keyboard arrangement paired with a heartfelt vocal performance. It creates a calm, reflective atmosphere that feels different from the rest of the album's heavier and more technical sound. Even though it ranks last for me, I still think this is a beautiful piece. Dream Theater show a lot of restraint here, focusing entirely on mood and emotion rather than complexity or flash. I wish modern Dream Theater would create more ballads like this. Where this track really shines is how it sets up the next song. I almost never listen to Wait for Sleep by itself. I almost always play it right before Learning to Live, because the transition between the two songs is one of my favorite moments on the album. Together, the songs feel like one complete musical experience. Coming in at number 7 is Pull Me Under. This is easily the most popular track on Images and Words, and arguably the biggest track of Dream Theater's entire career. It was the band's breakout single, and it introduced a lot of listeners to their sound. With its strong chorus, dynamic structure, and memorable riffs, it's easy to see why it's connected with such a wide audience. That being said, this one has never quite lived up to the hype for me personally. It's a solid track, but when I listen to this album, I usually gravitate towards the more technical and adventurous songs. Compared to some of the more deeper cuts, this one feels a bit more straightforward and less representative of what I love most about the band. However, my appreciation for Pull Me Under definitely grew after hearing it live on the band's 40th anniversary tour. This song has a heavier, more powerful energy in a live setting that really brings it to life. Coming in at number 6 is Another Day. This is another ballad on Images and Words, and it highlights a more melodic and emotional side of the band. This song has a very accessible sound compared to some of the album's more complex material. What really gives the track its emotional weight are the lyrics, which John Petrucci, the guitarist, wrote about his father's battle with cancer. Knowing the story behind the song adds another layer of meaning and makes the emotional delivery feel even more genuine. Musically, the band keeps things restrained, allowing the melody and vocals to take center stage, and the most unique moment comes at the end of the song, where there's a saxophone solo by Jay Beckenstein. His tone fits perfectly and gives the song a smooth, emotional finish. Coming in at number 5 is Surrounded. This track feels like a perfect blend between Dream Theater's softer, more melodic side and their heavier progressive sound. It begins with a gentle intro built around keyboards and vocals, but as the song develops, the band gradually comes in and the energy builds into a more powerful and driving section. One of the biggest strengths of Surrounded is the vocal melodies. This is easily one of the catchiest songs on the album, with lines that stick with you long after the song ends. James LaBrie delivers a strong performance throughout. At the same time, the band brings their signature musicianship, adding dynamic shifts and layered textures without losing the emotional core of the track. It's a great example of how Dream Theater balances accessibility with their progressive sound. Coming in at number 4 is Learning to Live. This is the longest track on Images and Words, and it truly feels like a full journey from start to finish. The song moves through a wide range of moods and dynamics, shifting between melodic passages, heavier sections, and extended instrumental moments. There are a lot of standout moments here, especially the instrumental sections and the powerful ending. This is a great album closer. It also works perfectly as a continuation of Wait for Sleep, like I mentioned before. The reason this lands at number 4 is simply how strong my top 3 picks are. With so many different ideas, this track feels slightly less focused and cohesive than the songs ranked above it, even though it's still an incredible composition.
This is Half Images and Words. This is Under a Glass Moon.
Coming in at number 3 is Under a Glass Moon. This is a song that really captures what Dream Theater is all about. Right from the start, the band locks into a tight, energetic groove that highlights both their technical precision and musical feel. One of my favorite moments is the intro, especially the kick drum pattern. It gives the opening a unique pulse, and it's cool how the band built the part around the drums. Watching Mike Portnoy break down this section in his instructional video gave me a whole new appreciation for how this song was constructed. And then there's the guitar solo. What can I say about it that hasn't already been said before? At this point, it's one of the most legendary solos in progressive metal. What I love about Petrucci's playing in this era is how musical and expressive it is. Instead of constant shredding, his phrasing is more melodic and dynamic and incredibly memorable. Coming in at number 2 is Take the Time. There are plenty of days where this would be my number 1 pick. The only reason it lands here is because my top choice is just too iconic of a song. This is one of the funkiest and most groove-driven songs that Dream Theater have ever written. The band leans heavily into rhythm and feel, blending their progressive style with a more playful and energetic approach. The instrumental section in the middle is absolutely wild, with complex rhythmic changes that still feel natural and exciting. One of the biggest highlights for me is Kevin Moore's keyboard solo. Kevin Moore may not be as flashy as Jordan Rudess, but his playing style always served the song in my opinion, and his tones and melodies are incredibly remarkable. I believe his keyboard parts played a huge role in shaping that classic Dream Theater sound. And of course, my number 1 pick is Metropolis Part 1, The Miracle and the Sleeper. This is one of those songs that's almost impossible to do justice in a short description. It feels like the ultimate Dream Theater experience, combining complex arrangements, emotional melodies, and incredible performances from every member of the band. Like the other tracks on this album, this song moves through multiple sections and moods, yet everything flows together in a way that feels super focused and purposeful. This is one of those songs that reveals something new every time you listen to it. The impact of this track goes far beyond this album. The story and themes introduced here were so strong that the band eventually expanded the concept into Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory, one of my favorite albums of all time. For me, this isn't just the best song on Images and Words, it's one of the defining songs of Dream Theater's entire career. And that's my ranking of every song on Images and Words. Like I said earlier, there really aren't any weak tracks on this album, so even the lower ranked songs are still ones I come back to all the time. Now I want to hear from you. What's your ranking of Images and Words? Do you agree with my number 1 pick, or would you put something else at the top? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe for more. And if you want to keep the progressive rock conversation going, make sure to check out my latest ranking of Permanent Waves by Rush next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.